Okay, real talk. I want you to imagine something for me. You're sitting across from your doctor. He's got that look on his face. You know the look. The one where he's trying to be nice, but also very, very concerned. And he says, "The test results came back. We need to talk." That's basically what I'm doing today, except instead of your cholesterol levels, we're talking about your retirement savings. And friend, for most Americans, the test results are not great. But here's the good news. Unlike your doctor, I'm actually going to give you something useful to do about it. I'm Matt, and today we're breaking down the average retirement savings by age, specifically at 40s, 50s, and 60s. If you're in one of those decades, this video was made specifically for you. Quick heads up, all the savings numbers today are based specifically on 401k balances. Here's why. The 401k is the most common workplace retirement account in America, and Vanguard tracks nearly 5 million of them annually, making it the largest, most consistent snapshot we have of how real Americans are saving. Is it a complete picture? No. Plenty of people have IRAs or pensions too, but here's the gut punch. Nearly half of Americans have no retirement account of any kind. So if anything, the numbers you're about to see are the optimistic version. These people are at least in the game. And here's the deal. According to Vanguard's How America Saves 2025 report, which tracked nearly 5 million real 401k participants using year-end 2024 data, the median 401k balance across all age groups is around $38,176. The median, not the average, because the average gets skewed by the guy who has $4 million in his 401k and a boat named tax-deferred. The median is the more honest number. It tells you what the person right in the middle of the pack actually has saved. And $38,176 sounds like a lot until you remember that most financial planners suggest you need somewhere between 10 to 12 times your annual salary saved by the time you retire. So if you're making $70,000 a year, you're looking at needing somewhere around $700,000 to $840,000 at retirement. You see the gap? That gap has a name. We call it the oh no zone. I made that up, but it's very real. Now, let me be clear. Knowing where you stand isn't meant to make you feel hopeless. It's meant to make you feel motivated, because information is power, and today we're loading you up. Section 1. Retirement savings in your 40s. All right, if you're in your 40s right now, first of all, welcome to the club. We have back pain, we still feel 28 in our heads, and we are absolutely in the most critical decade of our retirement savings journey. So what does the average 40-something have saved? According to Vanguard's How America Saves 2025 report, the most current data available as of 2026, people aged 35 to 44 have a median 401k balance of $39,958. The average for that group is $103,552, but remember, averages get pulled way up by the high earners. The median, the real middle, is just under $40,000. Now, what should you have saved by 40? Fidelity's rule of thumb, and this is a good benchmark, not gospel, says you should have roughly 3 times your annual salary saved by age 40. So if you're making $70,000 a year, you're looking at sitting on about $210,000 by now. If you just spit out your coffee, I understand. Take a breath. Here's the thing about your 40s that make them absolutely critical. You still have time. This is not a game over situation, not even close. But this is the decade where the decisions you make have the most leverage. Because of compound interest, the money you save and invest in your 40s has roughly 20 to 25 years to grow before you hit traditional retirement age. That is powerful. Let me put this in real terms. If you're 42 years old and you start investing $500 a month right now into a low-cost index fund that earns an average of 7% annually, which is conservative for the stock market historically, by the time you're 65, you'd have approximately $325,000 from those contributions alone, not counting whatever you already have saved. Double that contribution to $1,000 a month, you're looking at roughly $650,000. Now, is that enough on its own? Depends on your lifestyle. We'll talk about that. But the point is, in your 40s, the engine still has a lot of runway. The 40s action plan. If you're behind, here's what to do. First, max out your 401k contributions if you can. In 2026, the employee contribution limit is $24,500. If you can't hit the full max, at least make sure you're getting your employer match. Not getting the employer match is leaving free money on the table. It's like going to a buffet and only drinking water. Don't do that. Second, open a Roth IRA if you qualify. The 2026 contribution limit is $7,500 a year. That's $7,500 growing tax-free. Third, and this is the unsexy one, cut the stuff that isn't serving your future. The subscriptions you forgot about, the car that costs too much, the weekend habits that your bank account has started crying about. I'm not saying live like a monk, I'm saying live with intention. Your 40s are the wake-up decade. The alarm is ringing. You can hit snooze, or you can get up now. Section 2. Retirement savings in your 50s. These are your power years. Financially speaking, this is when things can really start to accelerate, if you play it right. So what does the average 50-something have saved? Again, straight from Vanguard's How America Saves 2025 report, people aged 45 to 54 have a median 401k balance of $67,796. The average is $188,643. For people aged 55 to 64, the late 50s crowd, the median is $95,642 with an average of $271,320. So if you're 52 and you have $67,000 saved, you're literally right at the median. You're kind of average. And average, in this case, is not good enough. What should you have? Fidelity says by age 50, you should be at roughly 6 times your salary. By 55, 7 times. By 60, 8 times. So at $70,000 per year, you're looking at $420,000 by 50 and $560,000 by 60. The median is $67,000. The target is $420,000. Again, the oh-no zone is alive and well, people. But here's the thing that makes your 50s uniquely powerful. Catch-up contributions. Once you hit 50, the IRS lets you contribute an extra $8,000 per year to your 401k on top of the regular $24,500 limit, bringing your total to $32,500 in 2026. But here's the really interesting wrinkle thanks to the Secure 2.0 Act. If you're between ages 60 and 63, your catch-up contribution jumps even higher to roughly $12,000 extra, allowing you to contribute around $36,500 per year. That is a massive window that didn't exist a few years ago. Let's do some math real quick. If you're 52, you're behind, and you start maxing out your 401k at $32,500 per year, investing in a diversified index fund portfolio returning 7% annually. By 65, you could accumulate over $640,000 from those 13 years of contributions alone. That is not chump change. That is a real retirement. The 50s danger zone. Here's where people mess up in their 50s, though, and I want to be real with you. This is when lifestyle inflation really bites. You're making more money, so you spend more money. You upgrade the house, upgrade the car, take the expensive vacations. And look, I'm not anti-vacation. Life is short. But if you were significantly behind on retirement savings and you're spending like you've already won, you're writing a check your retirement account can't cash. The 50s are the decade where people either close the gap or fall further behind. The math is still on your side, but the margin for error is shrinking. The 50s action plan. Max out those catch-up contributions, including the new 60 to 63 super catch-up if you're in that window. Aggressively pay down high-interest debt. Credit cards, personal loans, anything above 7 to 8% interest. Go to ssa.gov and check your estimated Social Security benefit. It takes 5 minutes and will either make you feel great or appropriately terrified. Both are useful emotions. And start thinking seriously about your retirement income strategy, because this is the decade where you shift from how do I accumulate wealth to how do I eventually turn this into income. Section 3. Retirement savings in your 60s. The 60s. This is where the rubber meets the road, folks. Retirement isn't some abstract future concept anymore. It's on the horizon. You can see it. Maybe you can smell it. And it smells like freedom and maybe a little bit of sunscreen. So, what does the average 60-something have saved? According to Vanguard's How America Saves 2025, people aged 55 to 64, which covers most of the early to mid-60s crowd, have a median 401k balance of $95,642 and an average of $271,320. For people 65 and older, The median is $95,425, and the average is $299,442. Now, for a more complete picture, Fidelity's 2025 research, which includes both 401k and IRA balances, shows baby boomers aged 61 to 88 averaging about $506,302 in total retirement savings. That's the more optimistic view of folks who have both accounts working together. What should you have? Fidelity says 8 to 10 times your salary by the time you're ready to retire at 67. So, at $70,000 income, you're looking at needing $560,000 to $700,000. The median 401k alone is around $95,000. The target is $560,000 to $700,000. I know. But here's the thing, and I want to be really careful here because I don't want anyone to tune out. Being behind at 60 does not mean you're ruined. It means your retirement might look different than you planned. And different doesn't mean terrible. It means you need to be strategic, realistic, and intentional. Let's talk about Social Security for a second, because this is huge in your 60s. You can claim Social Security as early as 62, but your benefit will be permanently reduced. We're talking up to 30% less than your full retirement age benefit. Your full retirement age is 66 or 67, depending on when you were born. But here's the thing. Every year you delay claiming past your full retirement age up to age 70, your benefit increases by about 8%. 8% guaranteed. That's better than most investments. So, if your full retirement age benefit is $2,000 a month and you delay to 70, you'd be looking at around $2,480 a month. Over a 20-year retirement, that difference adds up to nearly $115,000. That's not nothing. That is very much something. The decision of when to claim Social Security is one of the biggest financial decisions you'll make in your 60s. It depends on your health, your other income sources, your spouse's situation, and your overall financial picture. This is genuinely worth paying a fee-only financial advisor for a few hours of their time, not a commission-based advisor who's going to sell you something, a fee-only fiduciary who works for you. Here's something else people don't like to hear, but I'm going to say it anyway because that's what we do here. Working even a few extra years can dramatically change your retirement outcome. If you work until 67 instead of 62, you get 5 more years of contributions, 5 more years of investment growth, 5 fewer years of drawing down your portfolio, and a significantly higher Social Security benefit. That's 4 things working in your favor simultaneously. I'm not saying you have to grind until you collapse. I'm saying if you're behind, delaying retirement by even 2 or 3 years while ramping up savings can be more powerful than almost anything else you can do. Get a real, detailed retirement income plan, not just, I think I'll be okay. Know your number. Know your Social Security benefit. Know what your monthly expenses actually are and project what they'll be in retirement. If your age is 60 to 63, you are sitting in the Secure 2.0 Super Catch-up window. Use it. Max out that annual 401k contribution while you can. Run the numbers on Medicare because healthcare costs in retirement are genuinely jaw-dropping and people chronically underestimate them. Also, and I mean this sincerely, do not panic and do something irrational with your portfolio because you feel behind. This is not the time to put your retirement savings in your cousin's cryptocurrency mining operation or some high-yield scheme that promises 20% returns. Boring but safer diversified low-cost index funds, steady contributions, that's the play. So, what does a decent retirement actually require? Let me give you a simple framework before we wrap up. So if you have $500,000 saved, that's $20,000 a year from your portfolio. Add Social Security, let's say $18,000 a year at full retirement age, and you're at $38,000 a year in retirement. Is that luxurious? No. Is it livable, especially if your house is paid off and your lifestyle is adjusted? For a lot of people, yes. Now, if you have $800,000, that's $32,000 from your portfolio plus $18,000 Social Security, and suddenly you're at $50,000 a year. That's a solid retirement for someone without massive fixed expenses. The point is, every dollar you save matters. Every month you delay costs you, and every year you stay invested and don't panic sale during a downturn is a win. Look, I know this stuff can feel heavy. But the people who take the time to actually understand their financial situation, they're the ones who end up okay, more than okay. You're not behind forever. You're behind right now. And now is when you start fixing it. Thank you for watching. If this video helped you, hit the like button. Then drop in the comments, what decade are you in and what's one action you're going to take this week? Go build that wealth. I'll see you in the next one.